So I have a secret. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I've been watching a lot of anime. um, yeah. Um, so there you go. Out of the closet. Um, I haven't really read any comics in a while. I stopped watching all the CW shows years ago. I think the last superhero film I watched was the Spider-Man 3 movie when it came out a year or two ago. How long has that been? I haven't watched Shazam 2. I was really looking forward to it, and then it just seemed to go off the rails in the trailers. And then I'll probably still go watch that at some point. Um, I haven't watched any of the new MCU films. They just don't look interesting anymore. Yeah. To me, Marvel and DC just haven't really been putting up a lot of good movies or comics. Um, I've been buying a couple, but I don't really read them that much. I just don't have the desire. I think the last comic I read was it was Green Lantern Corps from the early 2000s, and that was a year or two ago. I was going through that, and then just life changed, so I haven't read it in a while. But I've been watching a lot of anime, and man, is it good! Man, is it good! Um, I I was like, I don't know if I really want to jump on this bandwagon, and I feel like it's a deep hole to go down, and it is. It is, but man, it's a good. Uh, Man, it's a good hole. I found My Hero Academia. One of my buddies from church, he got me on the Crunchyroll and showed me a bunch of different stuff. But one of my favorites has been My Hero because it's a superhero uh, show. And man, it's got a lot of tropes from classic superheroes, which is just great. Um, and so you can kind of see there's some inspiration from the Hulk. Uh, there's some because one of the main characters, his trope is to punch things, and he'll say a random U.S. city name and then say smash. It's like Detroit smash, and then he punches it really hard, and it's pretty great. I think he says one time United States of Smash. It's really funny. It's really funny. It seems pretty random too, but so there's just some funny things in there, because it's Hulk Smash, Detroit Smash, and there's other characters that are clearly inspired by DC or Marvel heroes, and I'm like, man, this is just really good. It's just really good stuff. I mean, there is some it's written for children in mind as well, so it's not an adult themed show, but man, it's good. Man, it's good. And then we have some other shows that I've watched. I enjoyed Hunter x Hunter, which is about this kid who goes on this quest to become a hunter, get his hunting license, I guess. But it's magical. Uh, People have magic, and so he's just got a fishing pole. It's pretty interesting. Um, and then what's some others? Oh man, there's this one. It's assassination classroom or something, where it's yellow, goofy, uh, alien type dude blows up the moon and then threatens to blow up the planet if he can't teach this high school class for a bunch of dropouts, and teaches them how to kill him. It's it's really goofy and really funny. Me and my buddy are watching that one together uh, every so often. I found one called Black Clover, I think it is. Um, and it's about this kid who doesn't have any magic, but everybody else does, and he just pushes himself to be the best. And so he ends up fighting a bunch of people. Like he gets this giant sword, and he's able to defeat people who have magic with it. And so that one's pretty fun. That's a really fun show. I don't know if I'm really doing it due diligence with its description, but it's really great. I watched Attack on Titan, which I wasn't expecting how gory it was going to be, or like how brutally horrific it is. But man, is it good! Uh, it's I don't like. I'm not a big horror guy, and it's not like scary in like jump scares. It's like scary in like the classic horror, like all these bad things are happening, and there's like extreme danger at every turn, and so like it feels a lot closer to like the Walking Dead without the jump scares. I don't know, like I like that type of horror better. Without the jump scares, where it's like the scariness is like you can see it coming, and like there's just like this just horror of its approach, because there's nothing you can do, and that's the kind of horror that I prefer, and that's Attack on Titan, and it's pretty horrific, and I'll say like don't get attached to any of the characters, but really good. Not the biggest fan of the latest season. I feel like the main kid really just gets like completely changed for seemingly no reason. But that's just me. Maybe others will disagree, but I've still enjoyed it. They also killed off a character that I really liked, so I'm a little bitter about that. Anywho, so that's that one. That's a really good show. Naruto. I've heard of Naruto all for a long time, but I never watched it. But now I have, and that's a really good show. It's very childish. It's very very kid friendly. But I mean, one of my favorite cartoons ever is Avatar: The Last Airbender. So y'all might remember me taking Lewis through those series, and that's kind of like I'm like dipping my toes in the anime, even though that like there's debate as to whether that's anime because it's not from Japan, but it's in the style of anime, so I'll consider it anime even if it's not classic anime. But Naruto's really good. I'm on the second series of Naruto, which is what, Naruto Shippuden or something like that. I don't know. But that's really good. Like, he's aged up a little bit, so I'm glad that he's not quite as childish in the second series. So that helped me watch it a lot more. But yeah, so I don't know. Star Wars is kind of dead to me. Like, I haven't watched much of it. Like, the only thing that really gives me enjoyment with Star Wars is going back and reading all the old books. Because as you probably, if you've been on this channel for a long time, you know that I'm more of an EU guy. I like the old EU. I don't really like the Disney canon. They've just kind of messed up the whole series. So there's nothing of Star Wars coming out that I'm enjoying. Although I do find like some random old Star Wars comics, which are great, from Dark Horse. I really enjoy that. But DC and Marvel aren't doing anything of note. I feel like Disney is just kind of dead as a company. Like, they just aren't putting out anything worthwhile to watch. And I'm sure that there's people who enjoy it. That's fine. I just don't think that it is. So I was like, man, I need like an outlet for like great storytelling, and I found anime. So I feel like there's a lot of people moving away from Western storytelling and moving to Eastern storytelling. And hey, I'll go where the story goes. So I don't really care where it comes from, as long as it's good storytelling, good stories. And there's just some things in Western storytelling that I just prefer not to be in there, and it's not in anime for the most part. So I appreciate that. So I can just kind of relax and just enjoy it. I don't have to be preached to. I don't have to have the Western propaganda. So I can just enjoy the show for a simple story. So yeah. So I still enjoy comic books. I actually went through and like organized all of my comic books, which was a lot of fun. So I'm not like comics aren't dead to me. I'm just really focused on that. I'm also reading a lot of novels. There's a lot of good novels being written. I follow Brandon Sanderson. I've read a lot of Will White. I tried to put a video up about that, but apparently the audio didn't work. So I just haven't filmed it again. I've played a lot of video games. Like I've been playing the Hogwarts game. I've loved that. That's been great. It's been a busy like month, so I haven't been able to stream in a little while. So that's kind of why I'm doing this video now. Hoping I'll be able to stream tomorrow, but just in case, here you go. Here's a little bit of me talking about something, So I've been playing video games. I'm looking forward to this new Zelda game coming out. Man, in like 2 months. 2 months. And we get the new Zelda game. There's like there's nothing about it. Like we know very little about the story. So I'm excited about that game. Well, the Mario movie's coming out. That's like the only movie that I really have on my radar right now. So that's exciting. So I don't expect to become an anime channel. But don't be surprised if I start talking about anime a little bit more, because it is something that I watch a lot of. I really enjoy it, and that's where I'm at. I heard Ethan Van Sciver talking about Cyberfrog, and I was like, that sounds really interesting. So I might pick that up at some point, because just a story about a frog that's like sent to save Earth and then fails and then has to try to fight to save Earth from an invasion. I think it's really interesting. It's a really interesting concept. So I might pick that up in the future, because I think there's a new one coming out. So I might see what it's all about. I have the Isom #1 book. I haven't read that one yet. That's something I need to read. There's also I got Brandon Sanderson's White Sand series. So I need to read that, because like I said, I've read a lot of Brandon Sanderson. Those are some of his comic books that he wrote that are actually part of his like universe that he's built in the novels. So I need to read those. Got a lot of reading I need to do, along with all the other things, all the other things that I need to do. We'll add it to the list, but they've already been on the list. But anyways, so yeah, I've really enjoyed a lot of anime, a lot of the storytelling. Let me know if there's any. I didn't list all the ones that I've watched, but I've listed many of the ones that I've watched, because I'm still pretty new to it. I'd say I started maybe the end of last year, so it's a very new journey for me. So let me know if you've got any anime you recommend. I've got a few that people have recommended that I haven't started yet, but I probably will in the future. But I'm not like, I still love DC. I still love Marvel. And I still love Star Wars. I just wish they would get back to it. It's a good storytelling, and Star Wars, I wish it would go back to the EU and get back to the canon that I love. So I'll probably play the new Jedi Fallen Order game whenever it comes out. Because I enjoyed the first one, even if I don't consider it canon. I can enjoy the game. So I'll probably stream that whenever it comes out because I enjoyed the first one. It's one of the best Star Wars games that we've had in a long time. It's probably, I think, the best Disney Star Wars game. So there's that. Yeah. So just a bunch of random stuff talking about anime, and where I am kind of on all these other things, So let me know what you think. Let me know what are you reading? What stories are you into these days? Be it comic books. Is there a series that you think's really well done? Is there a movie series that you really like? Let me know in the comments. We'll talk about it. I'll catch you next time. Peace.